big meats. What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning back into Blanco Bronco Adventures. This is a Blanco Bronco, and we's adventures.
We're adventuring.
In the garage today. We've got a pretty cool install. You know, have you ever heard of the guy Broncbuster? Well, if you haven't, well, check out this. He taught his Bronco a trick. You just hold up a treat and roll over. Come on, roll over. See him go? Yeah, that's Tyler. And he's developed some sweet parts for the Bronco. As you know, we have the ultimate steering package already installed on the Bronco. The housing, tie rod braces, and the bushing. We haven't broke a single thing. You know, imagine that.
Knock on some wood.
Wood. You know, you buy the right parts and it just takes care of the problem. Well, we've decided the Bronco's got to be on a bigger tire. I got them over there. We just got to get them fit to the Bronco. Well, we don't want to cut anything because that's not cool. So, in today's video, we're going to be installing Broncbuster's 1.5 inch body lift. Are you ready for this? I am so ready for this. So, this install is just so easy that, I mean, you could practically do it by yourself.
Probably.
But I like to help you. So, I'm here to help. We get our sticker, and then you get 8 of these machined pucks. In our case, 1.5 inch thickness. You can go up to a 3 inch, but this video is about that. Look, there's 3 inch. Don't stack them. You gotta buy the real 3 inch lift. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good idea. Then included is the hardware. Now it's very specific that you get the front bolts and the rear bolts in, you know, the correct. You know, let me show you. This is the front of the Bronco, and this is the rear of the Bronco. So you just want to make sure that you get the bolts in the right order. I'm going to put some identifiers on the Bronco here real quick so you can see where the body bolts are actually located. Give me a second. I screwed up. Don't use a Sharpie to locate the bolts, but we'll deal with that later. So you got, there's small arrows, but you got a body bolt, you know, this is going to be in about that area. It'll clean. Don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. Then you got a body bolt that's going to be like in that area.
Who is going to clean it?
Oh, I don't know. We'll put Lewis to work. Then you got one that's going to be like in this area, you know, on the door. In there. I'll show you in a little better detail. And then you got one going to be back on this far, you know, corner. So to install, it's just super, super simple. So what you got to do is you just got to locate like a couple tools. The factory front bolts are going to be an 18 millimeters, you know, super simple. And then the others are 15 millimeter. At least that's what seemed to fit. And that's what you told me that I needed. So that's what I got out. Okay. Smile. Get happy. This is awesome. Then, when we're putting in our new bolts, they're all a 19 millimeter. Even though the front bolts are actually a little bit different. Now, guys, body lifts are not a new thing. They've been around forever. And that's what's cool about them. I tell you, you probably look at any of these early Broncos out there, I would confidently say 1 in 10. More than that.
More than that.
More than that.
A lot more.
A lot more than that. I would say
4 out of 5.
6 in 10. I like the 10.
Okay.
You're a 10. 6 in 10 early Broncos have a body lift. And it's because how much easier is it to get a little clearance on everything? So, these new Broncos, we can do the same thing. And in this case, it just bolts right on. The kit's already been tested and approved, we hear. So, couple things worth mentioning. We're doing this to a Bronco that, you know, we've already done things to. Keep that in mind. If you're dealing with just a simple factory Bronco, lift the body up. Your brake lines, they're fine. Your steering column thing, it's fine. Your gas filler upper tube, no problem. It's all going to work. Take out the bolts, lift the body up, put the puck in. You're done. But we've been modifying our Bronco. First thing that comes to mind that I just know when I start lifting up on the body, we're going to have a problem. ARB air compressor. Recall that bracket that drops down from the compressor to the, shock tower? No good. It's too short once the body comes up. So I'm going to take that off and I'll extend it 1.5 inches. Simple measurements. Right? Also, rough country front bumper lights. The wiring dropping down the fender. Probably going to be a little too short. So we're thinking kind of thing. Apparently me is a thinking kind of thing. I left a little bit of slack in there, because we knew this was going to happen. Other than that, I don't think. We'll keep an eye on the BMC lights in the rear. I believe there again I left enough wiring that it should be okay. But if you've already modified your Bronco, don't forget about key things like that. So we got our first body bolt out in the front. And there it is. And where this bolt is located, there's kind of a big hole in the frame. And it just goes right up inside there. Now, you can see they got factory Loctite on here. It's not just going to fall out on you. You got to work at it a little bit, and that's why we say don't use a, ugga-dugga gun, because you strip off that nut that this is going into, and, well, you're pretty well, pooched. It wouldn't be good. So, now we got 3 more on this side, then we can lift it up. So, let's do that now. Now that you got your bolts removed, do some sketchy jack work. Just take your floor jack and start going slow.
While Derek's doing that, make sure you dig around in all these little peanuts in your Broncbuster box and find your Loctite. Make sure you Loctite all your body bolts. Don't forget.
Now all I'm doing is I'm getting our bolts started. I'm not going to tighten it up quite yet. I just don't want that to fall out when we set the body down. So, get all 4 bolts started into the Bronco, and we just set it on down and then leave them loose. But I'll snug them up a little bit. Loosely snug. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. Rear bolt, washer. Don't forget the washer. So you can definitely see, the body came up. Our bumper, we got space to play. You can see a little bit of frame gap. Not too bad. Definitely dealable with enough deal. We'll deal with it. And you can also definitely see, don't worry about the wires. We're going to take care of those. We'll hide them in plain sight. You can see that side's lifted, but then the other side is not. So the Bronco's just sitting like, a little goofy right now, So now we're going to totally take out the bolts on the driver's side, lift the body up, put our pucks into place, and install the Broncbuster body lift. So, we're just off our couch creating adventures. Side number 2. Jacking up the Bronco. Did you get all the bolts out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't cut them. I pulled all the bolts.
I'll claim it.
You can claim it. Ooh, it's coming up. It's getting to be a little more level up there. Oh, looks like normal. Probably about there. Check it with one and see. The machine side is up.
Did the thing.
Seeing how we're doing this whole Bronco build project, should I give them a spoiler alert?
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. This will be
Careful.
coming at you. Cover your eyes is what I'm saying. Because what's in this box is bound and determined to
I love gold.
we just got to cover that up because that is tomorrow's project.
I'm so excited. Can you tell?
Now that you've got your body lift, properly installed, you got some bumper gappage up front and in the back. But we got another video coming at you real soon. By the time you watch this, we probably already got it in, production mode. We've got some filler panels that will take up this gap. That's the number one thing that people love to complain about with body lifts is, oh, you can see, it. Don't worry. Broncbuster has got you covered with all the proper things. So, we're going to get the bumper gap fillers installed, but finish it off. Torque all your bolts to 70 pounds. Once you're done with that, enjoy your Bronco, because now you can clear a bigger tire. You know what I'm saying? So now that you've got your body lift installed, the last step, but probably the most critical, all 8 of these bolts, 70 foot-pounds. Let me say it again, I'll put it on the screen. 70 foot-pounds, because you don't want your body coming, you know, off the chassis. But look at how much wheel well we have got. We should have measured, but I can tell you, just by eyeballing it, I'd guarantee it's about 1.5 inches higher, if I had to guess. So we're going to now be able to clear a much bigger tire. I believe earlier on I was saying you can clear a 35 with this. I think they recommend that you could actually clear a 37, but it depends on what tire you go with, because there's just clearance issues with different sizes of tires to different manufacturers. So some are true size, some are not so true size. Ford claims these are 35s. Most everybody knows by now, it's no secret, these aren't actually true 35s. So what tire are we going with? Stay tuned. Get off the couch, create an adventure.
Bronco adventures.
How's this Sharpie ever going to come off? Just like that. You really think I would Sharpie on my Bronco? Come on, guys.